no, you don't really see too much to kind of catch the opponents off guard at the same time. Maybe this draft is going to give us a bit of that insight. So Kadita, Paquito, and Valentina still ban out. No changes so far.
I feel like what AP BREN did well in game number 2 at the start of the draft, right, is that if you notice how AP BREN literally starving out all the meta mages. We talked about, you know, the potential Lilia that could come out. We talked about the potential Lunos that could come out. It didn't come out. Hijime decides to last pick the Ruby. And if there's one if this is an experiment that AP BREN did in game number 2, it is in the results that AP BREN wants, right? This shows that they can actually start targeting down on Mage Pool. Evos Legends could not respond to that. So if you're Evos Legends right now, you know what's going on. Evos Legends, I think they need to secure the Mage right here in the first phase pick.
Yeah, I think the only change that we saw was the Faramis, right? And both games, the winning team had a Faramis on their side. So Evos Legends taking the initiative to ban it out. And at the same time, for all 3 games, they have not switched sides at all. So AP BREN getting priority once more in this first pick. We've seen them first pick the Faramis, which is now not available anymore. We've seen them first pick the Ling, which they did end up losing against Evos Legends.
Yeah, so it's also kind of confusing, or say surprising for me that AP BREN decides to go back into first pick, because, you know, you didn't really have a very good time game number 1, and now looking at the draft right here, no, they're going to repeat game number 1, isn't it, Husky?
Yeah, going back to the Ling. Is this a Novara again? I mean, the Joy is open, the Kaja is still there. We've seen a couple of problems, but the main difference is that there's no Faramis, right? So there's this insurance policy that Evos Legends did get rid of themselves, and maybe that's why AP BREN felt a bit more comfortable picking up the Ling, knowing that they don't have to deal with the Cult Altar.
Yeah, but now, you know, AP BREN is just literally say, hey, game number 1 was a fluke. I'm just going to throw you first pick Ling once again. And this is what I like about Filipino teams, right? You also see that in Blacklist International, sometimes even though they lose with that one roster, they're not afraid. Further down the road, they are not afraid to bring it back up again and contest you right with the same roster once again. Now, speaking about same roster, we're seeing Evos Legends going back into old reliables such as the Claude, and this time around bringing up a Uranus. You mentioned that for the Dyrov is actually a good matchup against a Uranus. I also gonna introduce you another couple of heroes that's also quite good against Uranus. Carry and technically an Esmeralda, right? Esmeralda was able to will be able to hold the lane down against a Uranus, and Uranus, when he goes into shields, Esmeralda loves those shields.
I mean, you can just kind of pick carry right now and not be too worried if you're AP BREN, right? We've seen a certain drafting patterns from even the best teams, where if they see the enemies open up first phase marksman, they're gonna go for their own marksman and kind of just leave everything else in the dark. You basically don't have much threat that you need to worry about. In this case for AP BREN, they're gonna go for the Farsa and the Kaja.
This Kaja is good, right? This Kaja, knowing that, you know, Evos Legends may potentially go for the Joy, they're just gonna secure that and then lock down that Joy even before it actually happened, right? But Evos Legends, maybe they don't really want to go down that Joy route. They may actually want to go down that Fragile route, right? You want to chain CC, and also you have the Ionic Edge, the Uranus slow at the same time. It helps the Claude to kind of catch up with the Blazing Duet to spread the damage all across the board. But also another thing that AP BREN also did this time, right? Instead of going for, you know, the likes of, I would say, the Lunox, which is also does quite well against the Uranus because of your Darkening Shred. This Kaja will be able to drag, kidnap anybody from the side of Evos Legends, and Farsa does have the ability and also the damage to burst down whoever Ogwen decides to kidnap.
There it is. We see the Novara picked up by Evos Legends this time. I think when we saw Novara yesterday, one of the key traits she brings is definitely vision control. You get to open up the map with all of your abilities, and that was also against a draft that has a Kaja on the other side. So Hijime, he's going to have a lot of work to do, because sure, you have a Uranus, but it's one of the few heroes that I'm tanky, but I would like to move as well. So Kaja is kind of the soft kryptonite towards the Uranus.
Yeah, not only just that, right? The Kaja is actually soft kryptonite towards everybody from the side of Evos Legends, right? If they actually catch the Claw right out in open, Ogwen can also do that. And now, because, you know, I'm also kind of confused right here, Husky. Like, Evos Legends going in for the Novara, even though there's an ever-looming threat of that Ling from AP BREN.
Oh yeah, that's that kind of goes against everything that we discussed previously, right?
It denies my logic as well, right? Like, this also goes to show that Hijome knows that he needs to secure a mage right now. If not, the mage pool is getting smaller and smaller, right? And don't forget, they are forced to ban away. They actually banned 3 mages themselves, so they actually put themselves into this awkward position.
Yeah, and you see the bugs are getting banned out by AP BREN. We had the Hilda that was let through in game 2, but there's a chance that AP BREN goes back to the Hilda ban once more because you do want to protect this link, in the early stage. At Evos Legends, they do have a slot for that hero, but I think right now you're going down the marksman pool, right? Because the carry most likely might be a ban, and it is.
Yes.
Evos Legends banning it out. You don't want the Uranus to get shredded, so for AP BREN is to kind of find a pick that can disrupt this link, and I think Hilda is probably one of the choices.
Yeah, I think they may go for the Hilda to try to disrupt that. And speaking about disruption, there's also the second skill from the Martyrs that can just ignores everything, ignores all the CC you're forcing him down the throat. That's also going to be taken away by AP BREN this time around Evos Legends. I think if you really want to try to limit that, try to limit this link as well, and also play, the purple contest like a turtle fight, yeah, go for that Hilda. You can start doing that since level 1, right? But of course, looking at what Evos Legends is going for right here, they also miss out the fact that there's also the fact that AP BREN can always rely back into that Beatrix, right, which is able to find lane priority against this Claude.
Oh, there it is, Franco. So both teams having a way to guarantee a lockdown on their enemies. The Kaja Franco battle, one of the old-time classics.
Both sides can suppress, right? Like the Divine Judgment and the Bloody Hunt, right? Like, but it's a lot easier to execute a Franco, in my opinion, because like you could just stay there and then just hook, right? But for a Kaja, you need to flicker, and then you need to land down your Divine Judgment. There are a higher chance for you to go wrong there, and it's a very expensive mistake, right? For a hook, it's only a 16-second cooldown, so that's a-okay. There you go. AP BREN will secure the Beatrix, but once again, I think they need a very tanky EXP laner to deal with, to supplement their tankiness for the side of AP BREN.
Oh, there it is. Terizla solves the problem, right? You want a tanky XP lane, can hold its own, has decent sustain, and can also start a fight. There it is. Terizla to lock everyone in place. So Lancelot will be the final pick for the side of Evos Legends. We get the Assassin jungle matchup as well.
Yeah, Lancelot right here, I think should go into the damage Lancelot, right? Unless Evos Legends for task, right, decides to go a little bit more traditional. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's traditional. They can fall back into the tank slot once again. But in this meta, I think Assassin Lancelot is a lot better. But if you take a look at the draft, right? Yeah, this time around, it's a lot more balanced for the side of Evos Legends. It's not like that wonky draft that we saw in game number 2. On the other hand, AP BREN, yeah, Terizla does solve that tankiness problem. But like I said, the pseudo tankiness that we're talking about, right? Like, his tankiness relies on him actually dishing out the damage from the spell ban, right? That's why the Franco looks very scary against AP BREN. You lock the Terizla that's jumping towards your backline with the penalty zone, mind you, and then you just bloody hunt him. He easily gets busted down if he cannot swing his heavy axe around.
Yeah. Do both teams have kind of same win conditions, or are we looking at AP BREN having a faster draft this time with what they have?
Yes, definitely. AP BREN does have a faster draft. Their heroes comes online a lot faster. So it's about how Evos plays this, right? If the Uranus starts cutting the waves like how he used to do, but don't forget, Link can also respond to those wave cuts at the same time because of the mobility, right? Now, going into the Land of Dawn this time around, game number 3 is at foot between AP BREN against Evos. Now, Iron Hook, very dangerous.
That could have been something, for sure. It could have blown a flicker right off the bat. Both junglers gonna start off just in parallel jungle. Honestly, Taz going for the purple and Kautiti starting on the orange. Kind of dodge the Franco as well, right? You don't want any sort of harassment. I say that, but you can see that Evos Legends showing a lot of respect towards AP BREN. In fact, the early rotate from Dreams up top instantly spotted out by Flapteezy.
Yeah, two things interesting about. That's a hook.
Bottom of the Fluffy. Not the most damage, but Taz is not having a good time at all. Actually, he hasn't even gotten his buff. They're gonna get first blood, unfortunately, onto field. Kautiti shows up. Low health members on the side of Evos Legends. Look at Taz, he is having a rough time. The flick and fall from Flapteezy. Look at the slam the hammer down onto Dreams. Catching him at the very end. Iron is gonna be there from Dreams, pulling Kautiti back, but he hits level 4. finds the ultimate, gets the reset, jumps away. It's AP BREN starting on Evos Legends, but Hijumi will find himself a double. There's 3 kills for the Novaria, a minute and a half in.
Hold your horses right there. Taz is actually at the orange buff at level 1, so which means that he missed his purple buff. The purple buff actually went up to Awkward. Taz missed the first buff, and now Taz is permanently behind, 2 levels behind Kaltizi. The turtle is going to spawn in 17 seconds. Taz is in not a good position to basically fight this turtle buff, this turtle fight.
You know what we say? Just press retreat. Just press retreat when you're getting contested.
It's a disaster for Evos Legends.
This is not the first time we see this happen, right? We saw this happen in the first series, BREN X Flash against Eurobase Giants. Same thing. If you're contested, just press that retribution and get that buff for yourself. And now Taz, he's not gonna be able to contest. Awkward is just gonna keep harassing him. Taz does have the retribution. Please press it. Thankfully, Dreams is gonna be there. Hijumi helping him out. But Turtle will go over to AP BREN.
Yeah, he didn't really use the retreat just to secure for that one. He's very confident. Ogwen, it's really hard for him to actually try to steal the buff away, but the retribution will be pressed by Kaltizi. Oh no, it's not even pressed by Kaltizi. He's the one that actually secures the turtle. If you take a look at the emblems, it's just, you know, look at the gold laners paying so much respect towards each other. Tenacity for both these two teams. Common emblem for the Clot, my favorite emblem for the Clot, especially. It's so addictive, right? You do have a lot of these mana regen to maintain that lane pressure. Novaria going in assassin emblem because she needs that magic penetration and then add on to the rupture as well. So Bargain Hunter is going to help her to get these items. So speaking about getting these items first, Hijumi picking up these 3 kills earlier on just now is going to help her escalate and actually grow even faster. Now her snipes will hurt even more as compared to, you know, your regular Novaria in the early game.
Especially with the Impure Rage, right? Every single hit feels like you have a mini Lightning Trunkion fight with you. And Taz trying to play catch-up game right now. 3 levels behind Kaltizi.
Man.
I mean, the lane just got a Corrosion Sight. Okay, 2 levels behind, but still. Brutal start for Taz. And Ogwen, he's just going to try to look for Fluffy, who also blows his flicker to get out. Meanwhile, they do not know that Kaltizi is in the bush. Info gathered, flicker by Dreams. Can't get the hook.
Yeah, can't get a hook. We'll be able to hook only the siege minion just to delay. But look at where Kaltizi is. That's a purple buff already gone, putting Taz even further down. If he's cheeky, he might have tried to take this away at the same time. I can't really see who taking that, but you can see Taz is just permanently behind. Hijumi can't do anything against Kaltizi.
Yeah, Kaltizi, he drew 4 members of Evos Legends just by doing that, and it opens up the mid tier 1. That turret is gone.
What?
AP BREN showing us a masterclass of how to play this game right now.
Yeah, it all started because Ogwen took away the purple buff in the first minute, right? It's Evos Legends. I don't know what's going on for their side because right now they really need a solid plan to get this Lancelot up to speed because right now Taz is just dead weight. For the side of Evos Legends, he doesn't really have enough damage to assassinate anybody. He can't even secure any form of neutral objective. They lost a mid lane as well. And then if you thought that, you know, oh, bloody hunt.
Bloody hunt. Whoa, that's a good kill. Exactly what they need. That one going over to brands of all people, so Evos Legends, at least you'll be happy that despite this very underwhelming start, you're doing something in the side lanes, right? Both your gold laner and your mid laner are getting something done. I say that, but AP BREN, that 3,000 gold ahead, and a big chunk of that is basically the jungle gap.
Yeah, the jungle gap right there. And speaking about jungle gap, it's gonna go even further, right? Kaltizi now hard invading Taz. Taz, I don't think right now you should basically try the jungle anymore. Right now, you're reduced into a lane Lancelot because, you know, your mid lane is also cracked open. AP BREN has all the access into your own jungle. It's a very dark jungle for the side of Taz. If you notice how, you know, Flap TZ is also starting to rotate in towards the mid lane, getting even more gold because Few is actually rotating around. Finally picked up right here, Taz in a spot of trouble.
He was able to secure his own purple buff, but that might end up selling Hijumi to the Wolves. Kaltizi doing massive damage. Now coming in, forcing the flicker from Dreams. No Iron Hook yet from this Franco. Evos Legends playing survival game, but the bot tier 1 is going to be taken out.
Yeah, gold leaderboard. You talk about the jungle gap, right? It's actually also the gold lane gap at the same time. Super Marco leading into the gold earn leaderboard at the same time. The only thing that Evos Legends can play around with is this Uranus just to cut the waste. Maybe cut 2 lanes as well. Novara, I think right here does have enough damage, so she doesn't really need the gold. She needs the gold or basically a team fight.
Ogwen goes to the flicker. Trying to be cheeky on the side of Taz, but it doesn't really matter. They commit the penalty zone for the kill.
Man, this is really hard to watch if you're an Evos Legends fan. AP BREN just awkward. That was disgusting, right? Like, your first buff was literally stolen away, and Taz is just permanently disabled for the rest of the game. You probably need another like 15 minutes for Evos Legends for perhaps Taz to come back online. But with 2 deaths in this name, it's gonna be even harder now. Wretched Battle coming in. Kaltizi miles ahead. Level 11 going up against a level 8 Taz.
It's like losing an arm, honestly.
Both arms.
Both
He can't
arms.
box. Man has no arms. Men can't box.
It's a very painful lesson.
Amputated, right? We talk about amputation of the legs. Now it's amputated arms.
What's the contingency plan? Okay, we're gonna hold that down for a while.
That's a
Good
condition.
bloody hunt, but TZ down. A good opening. Evos Legends, do we want to look for more? Suppression is gonna be dead. The Taz dead again. Purple buff not in contention. Kaltizi waiting for an opening. Fluffy dropping low. Kaltizi to the back. Hijume is the target. Wants to go away, but the 10% play is gonna be there for Kaltizi to go for the reset and find him. AP BREN just walking over Evos Legends right now. The snipe dodged by Fluffy, but still doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, Iron Hook will be able to find Kaltizi, but Kaltizi is an assassin. Blazing Duet even committed.
Might be enough. Just at the sliver of health, right at the end, he finds the kill. I mean, BREN is keeping this intact for Evos Legends, just barely. He's putting on the band-aid.
Yeah, BREN and Hijume, these two are your main heroes from the side of Evos Legends. These two are your main characters. Protagonists, female and male protagonists, maybe, you know, in terms of the heroes. But if you take a look at the items, that's early clock for the side of Evos Legends already. So that should be ticking. Now going straight into the Lightning Truncheon. That's also a second item power spike. So double the Lightning Truncheon.
And Panic Zone into a Divine Judgment. Dream will get flapped easy, but this time won't be able to save Fluffy. No damage from the side of Evos Legends to clean it up. BREN will get the top tier 1. A silver lining in all of this chaos.
Yeah, that's the only thing that Evos Legends can do, play cross-map, right? Sending BREN all the way up top, that's really good. Fluffy was the punching bag for the side of Evos Legends, the only one that could technically sustain all this damage. I think if you asked me the question, right, how is Evos Legends gonna turn this around and play this, right? Maybe play with a fight with Hijume now securing the Lightning Trunk at the same time. Just need to make sure that he is safe from Kaltizi. The Link would definitely try to find her, shut her down, and then all of a sudden you can't really do anything. Leave that bloody hunt only for Kaltizi. You gotta have to play this Franco defensively.
Yeah, it's not ideal for Evos Legends for sure. Lore has already spawned an AP BREN straight onto the objective. They don't even need Kaltizi to be there. That's how far ahead they are.
Kaltizi will be there in the blink of an eye. He's never gonna let them down, and he's never gonna turn around and desert them because he's already right here at the Lord.
Good attempt by Hijumi, but it was never meant to be. Lord in the hands of AP BREN. That goalie will continue to increase in their favor. Taz is power farming, but he's constantly at a 3-level deficit. So, like you said, he needs another 15 minutes early on. Now he needs another 10. Or maybe another 20 because he just got solo killed by Kaltizi.
That's exactly what I was going to say the next time. But at the very least, BREN's actually picked up the golden stuff, or maybe that's how Evos Legends could play around with. Play around BREN, play around Hijume, use Dreams to pick AP BREN off one by one. That's how they're going to play the game. Dreams going to blind hook as much as possible because one of the days, the fish might be biting for the side of Evos Legends.
You just gotta, an iron hook and a prayer. Hooking someone is one thing,
right?
but hooking someone is one thing, but killing them is another.
I think they do have the damage. Like BREN's right here, golden stuff already. They do have a decent burst amount of damage from Hijume if the second skill does land. Yeah, maybe they could actually play something. Because if you see how AP BREN, how squishy they are, yeah, I think Evos Legends does have enough damage to burst it out. Now that's a BOD being built by the side of Evos Legends for Task.
Oh.
When looking for a position.
Yeah, good hook and a flicker. It's gonna be Flap TZ, pretty durable. He's gonna just waddle out of there, I guess, but they do snipe Ogwin. So it is something for the side of Evos Legends. Lord will be taken down. All the inhibitor turrets will stay alive. And Kaltizi, meanwhile, on the mid side, Dreams getting pressured. Super Marco continuing to try and take down Destructor, and he will be able to do so. Hijumi, oh my goodness! In the red, almost going down. Task wants a kill, but sidestep by Super Marco. The penalty zone keeping him away, and Evos Legends, that's the best case scenario for them.
Yeah, like cracking open bot lane, that's actually a-okay. And now hold on a second, they're going to continue on the onslaught. Kaltizi finds Dreams, looking for BREN, looking for more.
And he is going to give his life out for this for sure. It is a telegraph. But Evos Legends, I mean, AP BREN, they don't mind at all. Still gonna have 4 members pushing down mid. Evos Legends have no damage to do with them. Hijime himself is not enough.
Yeah, Hijime is the only one that is the highest in terms of damage from the side of us Legends, right? Super Marco and Kaltizi are already activated by Super Marco. I think that's a conceal play. Where did Taz go?
What? Well, that's a magic
Better
trick.
airstrike stun and also the Bennett bombs. It's just Taz is too far behind to basically contribute over the side of Evos Legends already. Yes, he just picked up the BOD. He tried to make a play right here for Super Marco. If he gets a shutdown goal, great. But Super Marco does have the flicker that prevents him from being killed. So Evos Legends, that plan, just go to the dumps. You gotta have to look at plan C right now. What is plan C? Use Fluffy to probably open and cut the waves at the same time. But then again, Kaltizi can match you easily because he can jump from one lane to another.
The one game that we see the Lancelot and we were like, wow, we gotta go full damage. That's where he gets to, right? Full damage Lancelot is paper thin.
Yeah.
Second Lord, the game spawn out. AP BREN, pretty quick for a bit. The Lord not even alive for 15 seconds and he's already dead.
Yeah, no contest at all. Taras knows that he's way too behind to do anything. Brands and Hijime, they are too squishy. If Kaltizi, speaking about BOD, Kaltizi secures and now his dash is gonna hurt even more. He could easily burst anybody from the side of Evos Legends down. Hijime is only level 11. Kaltizi is already at max. Now the Lord enhanced one this time round, going to be marching down mid. They just need to try to hold down the fort. They do have decent wave clear though from the side of Evos Legends this time round. It's not gonna be a Ruby mid lane, so that's A-okay. But AP BREN looking up top instead. There's a 3-prong attack up. Awkward can always go into conceive play right here, trying to look for somebody to pick
a
off.
hook. That's gonna be it. Iron hook again to the blood behind, but this time it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. Hijime back into the base as Kaltizi cuts off Raz. That probably doesn't even matter anymore because AP BREN might be looking for the end right now. Evos Legends hanging on by a thread, but they just don't have enough to stop AP BREN. And the Filipino dynasty from AP BREN continues to reign supreme. It's a 3-0 score for them so far in this group stage.
3-0 score. 2-1. 2-1 score, but literally
3-0 in the group stage. They won all the
3-0
series.
in the group stage. Sorry. Yeah, 3-0 in the group stage. What am I thinking about? Because I'm still really distracted the fact that, you know, level 1 Taz just didn't get the purple buff and then proceeds to just that snowballs, that spiral Evos Legends out of control. All of a sudden, your Lancelot can't assassinate, can't secure the buffs. Kaltizi has the free